So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys, depending on where you're watching this video from. Welcome home. If you're a new subscriber, karibu nyumbani, welcome home. In Africa we say, or to be precise in Kenya we normally say karibu nyumbani. Hata wa Tanzania pale wanajua karibu nyumbani yamaanisha welcome home. So if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for trusting on us. It's been a journey. It's been like 1 year. We're celebrating 1 year on YouTube. And let me say thank you so much for those people who really trusted on me. And then for those people who reach out through my message, through my emails, through my direct messages and say, Zippy, you're doing a good job. Thank you so much. I don't take it for granted. Furthermore, I also want to say thank you to the Lord because, it has taken his hand. Guys, how do you prepare for your embassy exit interview? When you get your dates, you have to prepare to get to know how or what you're supposed to do. So we will start with the IOM. What is this IOM that we're talking about? IOM is the International Organization for Migration. It's a health center, it's a hospital that does medicals for you and your dependents when you're preparing to leave the country, for you to be given the embassy. You know, USA is a TB-free country, all continent. So the embassy, the US government really needs to make sure that you've been assessed by a doctor who is a qualified and accredited by their organization, so that they can give you a medical report of how they found the health conditions that you have, like you're free from illness and stuff, for you to be allowed to cross over to the other country. So once you get your dates, what are you supposed to do? You have to book an appointment with the IOM. Normally in Kenya, I'm talking to those people who are in Kenya, they have a hospital, they have a medical center. Is it a hospital, a medical center, or something the way you want to call it, but it's a clinic which is located at Gigiri. So what you do, you go online. When you receive the invitation letter, when you receive the invitation letter from, we call it IV, for the ID, for the interview dates. When you receive it, you're supposed to book an appointment, or you call them online, that is the IOM, so that they tell you what you need to carry. So in this case, you will need all your vaccination records, okay? If it's for your kids and for you, vaccination, I'm at the yellow fever card. Now, this is where people get wrong, they get it wrong. You see this yellow fever card, and the other one they normally give at KNH hospital. Those, the blue card, there's a blue card. Let me show you mine. Okay, well, a card looks like this one, A card looks like this one. This is for KNH, and this is the yellow fever, and this is a yellow fever card. This one here, I don't know whether I'm allowed to show you. This is just a sample, And then you have these ones, like you see this one. This is for Mater Hospital. This is a vaccination record for your child. You were given when you were delivering. Each child has this booklet. It has all the records. It has all the records of what you need to do. Like it has to be filled up. You see, like mine is filled up all the way from the time the child was born, I think up to about 4 years, right? So what you do, you need to have all of them. So we've talked of the vaccination cards, all the yellow fever. That is one thing that you need to have. Another thing, you need to have passport photos. Guys, I'm going to show you all these things. You're supposed to have passport photos, and the dimension should be 2 by 2. Let me show you mine. You see the way it looks like, a passport photo. Si passport yenye unaambiwa unasema unafikiria ni passport, right? This is, I'm telling you how I am preparing myself. You have to have 2 passport photos with a white background, remember, but they will give you the specifications with a white background, passport photo, and the dimension should be 2 by 2. Or they'll give you specifications, but I don't think it changes. This is for IOM, okay? Then you will also need some money. They will give you an estimate depending on the dollar rate at that year or whatever at that particular period. During our time, we were given, like this time round, we've been given an estimate of 65,000 Kenyan shillings. It's better if you pay with M-Pesa, because sometimes you go there, when you get there, and then you realize that the banks are not working, the cards are not working, but at the end of the day, they've deducted your money, so you make a double payment. So the best thing for you to be safe, have the money in your M-Pesa, no cash payment. So have the money in your M-Pesa. M-Pesa is a mobile money transaction that we normally use in Kenya. if I say M-Pesa and you're a Kenyan, you'll understand what I'm saying. But when you get there, they'll give you the invoice of the correct amount. This is just an estimate of how much you need. So it's 65,000 per person per head. Just a rough estimate. That's what we've been given. But when we went there, it was a different amount. Okay, then what else do you need? You also need your interview invitation letter. Okay, there is that email that they sent you with an invitation letter. You need to have it in copies, and then you carry it with you. Okay, and then you also need your passports. You also need your passports, and you should have them in copies, right? You should have them in copies so that by the time you get to the IOM, when you get to the IOM, you don't need to go looking for places to photocopy and all that, right? Then you'll also need your what? Your passport. Sorry guys, I got distracted a little bit. So I was trying to explain what are the things that you need. We've talked about the passports. We've talked about the passports. We've talked about the passports, and then for you as a dependent, not as a dependent, that is for your dependents, you've taken with you the vaccination. So like I was saying, guys, you also need for you as the main applicant, you as the nurse who has applied this whole process, who is getting, you're the main applicant, right? Like now me, I'm the main applicant. You will need your titers. Let me hide something here. You will need your titers. There's something I want to hide. But anyway, it's not important. You will need your titers. Like now, these are my titers. You see, I did mumps IgG, which was positive. Mumps IgM was negative. Rubella IgG was negative, positive. So you need your titers, because once you have done the titers, it is easier for you not to get other vaccinations, because once you get them, if you don't do the titers, it means you'll have to get all the vaccinations that you need, right? So it's important for you to have them. So we've talked of the vaccination, the yellow fever cards, all the certificates, and I've told you you can either use for Kenyatta or the government one. For Kenyatta, I've shown you how it looks like, and for Kenyatta National Hospital, I've shown you how it looks like, and for the, because it has other parts. It has other parts where you can be injected, like you can give other injections, other vaccines. It has other places you can do tetanus, toxoid, cholera second 2 doses. Others you can do influenza, you can do hepatitis B for pigs, you can do, like it has a space for others. This is for KNH. So remember to carry them. You also have this one for you also have this one for the government. This is the government certificate. That's the one you use yellow fever, you use other vaccinations. You also have spaces for others. And then for you, because you will not have gotten, like now mine, I have the yellow fever, whereby because some of the titers that I did, some of them were negative. If they turn out negative, those are the ones that you'll be vaccinated against. Like now, mine, I had to get some vaccinations, plus now the flu and the Adacel, because you need it. But depending on what you guys are told, like for example, during this time of ours, they are saying if a child is over 5 years, they have to get MMR 2 doses. They have to get varicella 2 doses. They have to get hepatitis B booster 1, because it's a booster. They have to get flu. And remember, flu normally expires. So you need to do it when you get the dates. Don't do it so early. All the others, because they don't have an expiry date, you can do mapema, like you can do them earlier, because there's one that has a lifetime vaccination, a lifetime immunity, so you don't need it. Something like yellow fever is for 10 years, that kind of a thing. So they will need MMR 2 doses, varicella 2 doses, hepatitis B booster. You have flu, which you need to do after you get your dates. And then we have meningococcal. That is for 10 years. You have hepatitis A, which should be 6 months apart. Okay, I have my titers, so I don't need to get a lot of vaccinations. I don't need to get a lot of vaccines. Yeah, so that's it, guys. And then when it comes to the day of the interview, the day of the vaccine, you just carry all your documents. Make sure they are in copies. Make sure you have photocopied them, and then Go early, of course. Carry your snacks, because if you're going with your dependents, especially for the kids, and make sure that day is for that, for medicals peke yake, kwa sababu the day you might find that like you have about maybe a lot of people who are in the queue at the center. They have a canteen, but at the end of the day, at some point you get at 2 p.m, then you find that there are no food you guys can eat. Of course, it's not pocket friendly. If you know Gegiri, you know what I mean. So it's not pocket friendly. Again, this journey has drained you financially, so you don't want again to go and start using money there. So it's important for you to be wise. Okay, so that's it, guys. I really wanted to make this video so that it becomes a reference, because you see, at the end of the day, there's someone there who is starting this process and they are just alone. They're not doing it through an agency. You know, if you're doing it through an agency, they will assist you and they tell you what you need to do. But if you're doing it by yourself, like you're an independent explorer, it means you need somebody to tell you these things. That's why I've decided, let me come and tell you how I did mine. See you in the next video as we do how to prepare, how I prepared for my embassy interview. Bye bye. Till next time. God bless you.